Hey, Kimberly Olson here, back for another episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. For today's episode, we're going to talk about the art of persuasion. So we're going to talk about selling strategies that you can use in your business to close more sales. Okay, so when it comes to sales, what I want you to understand is that it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be icky. It doesn't have to be any of the things that maybe you've thought in your head or you have felt, or maybe you've even, been subject to, as far as like the cliche things when we think about selling. I've been selling since I was 18 years old. My very first real job was selling Cutco cutlery knives because I needed to pay for a private university myself. And so I realized that if I could understand sales, I would make more money. And then I was able to cash flow all of my college, and it really taught me so much. And so ever since then, I've been in a sales role in some capacity in all my jobs. And I'm really good at it because it's not selling. And that's really what I want to teach you. It's about building relationships and offering something that you have that person wants. And it really comes down to an exchange of value. So I've got 5 different strategies I want you to implement to really up your game when it comes to closing like a boss. So the first thing I want you to do is, with your content, I want you to start thinking about how you can write your content in a way to get your audience to raise their hand, that they'd like to know more about what you have. So for example, let's say you have a guide that somebody can purchase, and you can even start the process with a freebie because you can eventually lead to the sale of something you're selling. But let's say you sell health and wellness products. Instead of saying, click the link in my bio, what we want to do, and I wouldn't even say DM me. I know some people will teach that. I think it's fine if you're in your stories because it's really easy for them to click through. But either way, I like to prompt people to drop a keyword. I've used this for years and it works really well for me, so I recommend it. So what we're going to do is we're going to prompt people to drop a keyword. So we can do this right now while we're talking. So we'll just test it out right now. If you're watching this, just drop the word me below if you want to get better at sales. If you're watching this, you're like, yes, I'm so excited to get better at sales and just have a better relationship with the whole process. That's me prompting you to put a keyword to say that you want to know more about sales. So if I had a sales training, I could follow up with you and say, hey, and I'm not going to, but I could follow up with you and say, hey, I saw you put me that you want to know more about sales. So it'd be that simple, okay? And the reason why this is effective is because the link in bio does not work. Now, you can get people to click through and buy things. I have sales coming passively from my Instagram accounts and Facebook every single day. What I mean is, it's not a good long-term strategy because you don't know who's clicking your link in your bio. You have no way of capturing those leads. They could just click through and bounce off. Also, especially if you sell coaching, courses, network marketing products, typically you need some kind of conversation to happen, or they're just going to leave because it's going to have some sticker shock. And if you haven't built up the value, people are going to leave. So if you've been doing that right now, you just need to stop, in my opinion, my very humble opinion. What we want to do instead is we want to prompt people to drop a keyword so that way we can take it to the DMs. But we first want to implement step 2. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to build rapport. And why this works is we're going to build rapport before we start having a conversation about our potential prospect to buy anything from us. So how you can build rapport, this is kind of cool. On social media, the easiest way to build rapport is to go engage with their content. So one of the things I see people make the mistake of doing is they're taking from social media. They're coming on, they're posting and leaving. What we want to do is we want to post, but we want to give. We want to go and engage in people's content, comment on their stuff, pop in their stories, watch their reels. It does not take a lot of time. I do this every single day, and I'm hardly on social media. My husband has to tell me what's going on with my family because I just don't scroll. So I always make an effort to go on there, and I'll spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes to be able to engage in my audience's content. So if you have a new lead, definitely make sure you take a little time to go check out their stuff. And you can even say, and you can use that as your lead into the DM conversation to say, hey, I just took a second. I was just checking out your stuff, and oh my gosh, we have so much in common. Or, oh my gosh, XYZ. And if it's genuine, like you actually found something in one of their posts that you could bring up, you are going to stand out. People aren't doing that. They're just sending these generic messages, and it's just inauthentic, let's face it, right? Or they're using bots. Okay, we use ManyChat and we love it, but it's for that initial part of a conversation so we can find out a little bit more about them and then point them in the right direction. But we are actually talking to them. I'm talking to my people in the DMs, okay? So we're gonna build rapport. The third thing we're gonna do is we're gonna ask powerful questions. The other mistake, and by the way, I'll include the link below, I do teach all of this. I even show you messenger conversations. Like you can literally see how I talk to people on Messenger. I have a full course. It's called Instabrand. There's 60 videos in there. It's literally a mega course on how to turn Instagram into an ATM machine. So I do go over this in detail, but quickly I'm going to tell you this. Do not send people your link. When they comment that they want the thing, don't just send them the link. It's another huge mistake people make. You're again going to be like everybody else if you do that. Plus, you don't even know if they're qualified. What if that's not the right thing for them? What if they've already bought it? So we need to ask really good questions, okay? Powerful questions is where we're pre-qualifying. So we're asking a few questions to find out a little bit more about them, what had them curious, checking out what you have to offer, and that way they can see that you really care. And then now, and the other really cool thing about this is that they're going to give you their pain point. So let's say you did sell a weight loss product and you're in the DMs and you're like, hey, I saw you wanted my smoothie guide on losing weight really fast. I can send that over right now, but before I do, tell me a little bit about where you're at right now with the weight loss. Is it more your metabolism? Is it appetite? Is it just low energy? Then they tell you, guess what they just gave you? Their pain points, which you can use in step 4, okay? So you need to pre-qualify. You need to ask great questions. Number 4 is you're gonna address objections. So what I like to do is after I've gone back and forth on what I just shared with you, I'll say to them, okay, well, it sounds like this is a great fit for you. Are there any other questions you have? Are you ready to get started? Write that down because that's like $1 million strategy I just gave you. I've been using it for years. I literally have enrolled almost 700 people directly to me in network marketing with that question. And any of you who've been on my team, you didn't feel like I was like pushy or salesy, right? You were like, oh yeah, I want to do this. Okay. Is there anything else that any other questions you have? Are you ready to get started? You're basically asking for the objections. Sometimes objections can be a little bit hidden, but they're going to give them to you. So they're like, oh, I need to talk to my husband, or oh, I'm not sure if I'll have enough time. They're giving you their objections. What you're going to do is you're going to go back to their pain points. Okay. So what you're going to do for tip 5 is you are going to close by going back to their pain points. So you could say something like this. I know that, so for me personally, I basically teach women how to make money on social media. Say I'm talking to somebody in Messenger and I ask them, is there anything else? And they say, yeah, just the money part. I'll say to them, oh, totally get it. You did tell me that you are sick and tired of your 9 to 5. And obviously you're going to need to invest in something to learn how to make money, or what you're doing right now, it's just going to be the same, right? Would you agree? Right? Would you agree with that? And they're like, yes, you're right. Okay, well, how about this? Look at it this way. And I don't do much with objections. Like I'll basically just, reaffirm back to their pain point, but I'm not going to like convince them or anything like that. So I might say, well, you said that was really important to you to change your family situation, your livelihood. Do you feel like that's a really powerful motivator for you? Like, could we figure something out together? I'd love to help you brainstorm some ways to come up with the money. And I will tell you this, in all the years of coaching, we've had almost 900 students come through 9,000 students come through our programs. I have had the most incredible stories of women being very creative about coming up with the money when they originally said they didn't have the money. And our highest ticket program is $40,000. So if people are giving you the money objection, which is the highest one, if they're your avatar and they're serious about doing this, they'll find the money. So don't convince people, don't follow up a million times. I always like to stay in front of them, and I can teach you follow up on a different video. There are some on this channel all about follow up. But I want you just to keep that in mind, okay? It's important. So as you can see, like there is a process to it, but it's not scary, it's not icky, it's just really natural, and I absolutely love it. I love helping people across the finish line to invest in themselves, invest in their businesses. And if I'm not bold enough to have those conversations, whoever is bold enough to have those conversations is going to win. And so I really think it's important for you to learn these for long-term success. And if this was helpful, I have Instagram below, and I also want to invite you to the Vault. The Vault is our membership program. It's the most incredible membership program out there. There are, at the time of me recording this, over 70 courses in there, and I will curate your course list for you. You'll get a beautiful Trello board with the specific courses you need to take based on where you are in your business right now. You're going to see me on Zoom twice a month, one for a Q&A Zoom and then once a month for an accountability Zoom. And I'm basically going to make sure that you stay on track with everything. We have a group chat. It's super active. we're getting unparalleled results in there. It's just beautiful. So if you're looking for a home, a good starting point to come into my world and be able to learn from me, the vault would be a really good fit for you. If this was helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes. Take a screenshot, throw it in your stories, and tag me. I'd love to shout you out. Just tag me at the Goal Digger Girl, and I'll do that for you. So thank you so much for watching or listening. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon.